Definiteness of purpose. Successful people move on their own initiative, but they know when they are going before they start. They knowledge, they knowledge, they they are going before they start. Definiteness of purpose. Successful people move on their own initiative, but they know where they are going before they start. This knowledge is focused first of first of a 17 principle. Definiteness of purpose, a specific objective toward which they are working. Successful people are these who don't settle for anything short of what they set out to get. When I was 10 years ago, my mother died. 2 years later, my father brought into our home a stepmother. Long before she got there, my mother's side of the family had coached me and my little brother to hate the woman who was coming to take my mother's place. And we have done a wonderful job to getting ready to hate her. When my father brought her home and introduced her to all my uncles and aunts, he said, and over here in the corner, Masa, is your son, Napoleon, the minister boy in Wise County. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he starts throwing rock at you by tomorrow morning. I tightened up my arms and I said to him, you are doggone. I will show that woman something, and I mean to do just that. She came over and put her hand under my chin and lifted my waist up and looked squarely into my eyes. And she turned around and made a speech that has uh, reverberated that has influenced the millions of people already will influence the millions of others for the better. He said, you are wrong about this one. You are just as wrong as you can be. You are just as wrong as you can be. He's not a minister. He's probably just the smartest of all who hasn't found out yet what to do with his smartness. I know that there that my stepmother and I were going to get along all right. That was the first time in my life that anybody ever said anything kind of. I was bad. I had revolved. I used to practically everybody in the whole neighborhood was afraid of me, and not with cold. My stepmother went to work too on me. She had me trade in that river for Lincoln, Lincoln, there for pipe, pipeline. And she taught me to type. And in no time, we had 26 newspapers on my list. We had 26 newspapers on. I wrote a newsletter this month, and when we didn't have news, believe you me, I made it. About months after my stepmother came, she dropped her denture one morning, and it broke. And up to that time, I never had heard of such a thing's denture. My father was a watchmaker at a blacksmith shop, a little county and a post office, an all-round thinker, you might say. And oh yes, he had what pur- purport purported to me a little from he had what purport to me little from where I was put to work. He picked up broken denture and reassembled two pieces. He looked at it for a moment, said, "My dear Nora, I believe I can make a set piece." She ran over, threw it her arms around him, and said, "Well, I, I know you. I know you can make a set of teeth." I thought, what of my old man make a set of teeth? He can, he can shoot the horse. I know because I've seen him do it. But make a set of teeth. About 3 weeks afterward, I came home. Smelled the most peculiar odor when I entered our yard. And when I went into the house, I saw fully a little cattle sitting over the fire. I asked my grandmother what it was. She said, "Your father sent away to the denture supply house for materials to make me a set of teeth, and then they are in their cooking." I thought, gosh, my gosh, what a woman. After I cooked the necessary amount of time under pressure, my father took their cattle down to the creeks and cooled it off and took out a great hunk of the plastic pods, trimmed away the outside of it, took a piece of the emery, emery cloth and dressed down the plate. I knew it. I knew it was never getting to my stepmother's mouth. It looks too big, but he put it in and it fit almost perfectly. She wore it for 3 years. The next time I came home from school, there was a neat hand painted sign on our front door. Dr. J.M. Hill, dentist, by George. She had made a dentist out of him overnight. without the detail of going to school or taking it, getting a life. He went to the blacksmith shop and made himself some tools, pull teeth. Oh boys, did he do business? He practiced as a dentist in eastern Kentucky, southwest Virginia, and down in Tennessee.
된다니 정말 다행이네요.
Well, in no time, we were in the we are in the money, really in the money, making 50 to 60 a month. That went up far about the 3 years. Then one day, local justice of the peace came with the law book and under his arm and I said, "Look here, Dr. Hill, Section 540 of the Code of Virginia says you have to practice dentistry. If you don't have it, you are liable to go to jail." Well, he and his stepmother went into focus with understanding my father would write to county seat and see a lawyer. Later in the afternoon, I saw him returning from the county seat, writing down the valley. I know, by the way, he was slumped on the horse that he had done what 999 out of every thousand generally do. Did accept it, and the problem was something he couldn't do anything about. The lawyer said he had to take examination, and my father came to the conclusion he didn't have education enough to do an examination. As he dismounted, he said, "Well, Massa, it's all over." The lawyer said, "I have to take examination, and you know I don't have enough education to do that." What a woman. Now the average woman would have walked away and said it was just too bad. We will try something else. But that wasn't the way stepmother operated. If she'd operate like that, we wouldn't be reading this book today, and I wouldn't be taking the millions of people all over the world because there would have been no Napoleon Hill, she said. Now look here, Dr. Hill, I haven't made a dentist out of you to have you let me down. If you have to go away to the college and learn how to take the examination, then that's exactly what you will do. I thought, my goodness, what a woman, what a woman. My old man went to college, but they wouldn't let him on the campus, let alone uh, matriculated. You know what she did. This is somebody who moved to with definiteness of purpose and the opposite definiteness, didn't know the opposite of definiteness purpose. She sent my father to Louisville Dental College, put him through the college for 4 years with the life insurance money of her former husband, and made one of the most outstanding dentists in Southwest Virginia. My father became one of the most predominant dentists probably in the whole state of Virginia. That's how she operated. That's how anybody will operate to get hold of this philosophy and use it the way that it's capable of the being used. And if you didn't have anything else in the world except this lesson number one, and I know exactly what you wanted and stood by your gun, you could almost forget the other 16 principles. It's just that important. Number one, that's how anybody will operate who gets all of this philosophy and use it the way that it's capable of being used. And if you didn't have anything else in the world except this lesson number one, definite needs a purpose. Know exactly what you want and stood by your gun. Lesson number one, and know exactly it and stood by your gun. You could almost forget other 16 principles. It's just important. Wow, this is amazing. That's the how anyone operate, get hold of philosophy and use the way it's capable of being used. And if you didn't have anything else, the world accepted this. Let me read it one more time. That's the how anybody will operate who get hold of this philosophy and use it the way that it's capable of being used. And if you didn't have anything else, if you didn't have anything else in the world except this lesson number one, and know exactly what you wanted and stood by your gun. What you wanted and stood by your gun. You could almost forget the other 16 principles. It's just that important. Wow. Seven factor of a definite needs a purpose. You can write your own success story if you find your own definite needs a purpose. To complete the first chapter, you need to know and implement the as seven factors that are part of definite needs purpose. The first factor is to know that the starting point of all achievement is adoption of the definite needs purpose, accompanied by definite plan and its attainment, followed by an appropriate action. That means plan, purpose, action, PPA, plan, purpose, action. These three words continue, cont- uh, constitute the first factor. Success in any calling is a result of a definite niche of purpose. Now we all have purpose. varying purpose, but they are not definite. Most often, they are open wishes. You, we all wish for money. We wish for opportunity. We wish for love and affection. But we wish for recognition. We wish for other things. But wish is just not fighting. Before you can be sure of success, you have to have a definite object, definite plan for getting it. And you have to back that plan with everything you have to trick your mind constantly until subconscious of your mind pick up your plan and find out what it is that you want. Second fact is that all individual achievements are result of motive and combination of to accomplish anything in the world or doing anything is result of the motive. All sin or sane or sane people move all the results of motive. All sane people moves all the result of motive. There are 9 basic motives under which you can classify every impulse that you have to do or not to do through the life. First one is love, emotional love. Number 2 is emotional sex. Number 3, desire for material wealth, known as Big Three: love, sex, wealth. It's been said that these 3 emotions particularly govern the entire world. The desire for preservation, desire for freedom of the body and mind. 6, desire for personal expression and recognition. Number 7, desire for perpetuation of the life after death. These are the 7 positive. Next, 2 negative influences. Very often, more than positive. The want to look at alcohol, the desire for revenge. You would describe at how much of person's a person's life is devoted, waiting to strike back for some imaginary or real grievance. Yet all such effort destructive. Number 9, emotion of fear, which probably implies more human action that all other motives combined, and yet is the most destructive of them all. Under the heading of the fear, there are 6 basic fear to be looked out for the constantly all the ways. Number 1, fear of poverty. Now, why anybody should be afraid of poverty and in great nation like the United States, where opportunity abundant is more than I can understand. But I do know that vast majority of my students have to be treated first for the fear of poverty. These they they have to be made a success conscious. You will never be successful in anything until you have the consciousness of for the success. You must get over that idea of self limitation, fear of criticism. You are lucky indeed if you come this far in life without having suffered from the fear of criticism, fear of what, fear of what they will say. And I have heard so many people say, well, I do search and search if I want foreign for what they will say. And I have never yet found out who they were. They are entirely imaginary beings that you be surprised how powerful they are. They super stoop, stoop, stupid and Susie, stupid and Susie. They cut down your personal initiative. They destroy your imagination. They make it particularly impossible for you to accomplish anything about the mediocrity. Fear, the fear of ill health. The doctor knows that too well what that fear does. It results in a condition known as hypochondria or imaginary illness. Fear of the loss of loved one, which all of the form of the uh, dementia known as jealousy is based on. Jealousy doesn't require reason. It can be just as violent and just as destructive when there is no base for it as when there is a bias, basis, bias, basis. But it is motivating force and the fear. It's one of the six basic fear of all the lazy. Don't fear of all the ways. Fear of loss of love, on which all of them form of a dementia known as jealousy is based. Jealousy doesn't require reason. It can be just as violent and just as destructive when there is no basic program, as when there is basis, basis. But it is motivating force and fear. It's one of the six basic fears. The fear of old age. I don't know why people are afraid that they are going to dry out and blow away when they get to the nice, ripe old age of 40 to 50. The real achievement goal for result of men, women who were well beyond the age of 50. And greatest age of achievement was between 65 and 75. So I don't know why people are afraid of old age, but nevertheless, they are. Fear of death. It's the rarest things in the world to find a person who hasn't at one time or others been afraid of dying. The philosopher you are learning about in this book before you finish reading will, I hope, prepare you to eliminate all six of this basic fear, particularly the last one. The third factor is that any dominating idea, plan, and purpose which you hold in your mind through the repetition of the thought and which is emotionalized with a burning desire for its realization is taken over by the subconscious mind and acted upon through the whatever natural and logical means may be available. That description is a lot to digest. Any dominating idea, plan, purpose held in mind through the repetition of the thought and emotional life, a burning desire for its realization is taken over by the subconscious mind, acted upon through whatever nature logical means are available. Now, the key idea in the sentence are natural and logical means and burning desire. A burning desire is desire that prompts you to buy, willing to give you anything in the world, whatever the price, the object of the desire. Burning desire is the one you take to bed with you at night. You give it over to your subconscious mind at night, and you get up with it in the morning. You eat with it, you sleep with it, you first get it, then it gets you. You get it, and it gets you. That's what burning desire is. You may have to talk about it. You have to think about it. However, when it comes to talking about it, think carefully where you talk because you may become boresome to people. Some of what I'm telling you may seem fantasy. I urge you, don't just take a part of this philosophy. Take it as I give it. And no matter how foolish it may seem to you or to these around you at the beginning, follow it to the letter. Perspective is that any dominating desire, plan, purpose backed by the state of mind known as faith taken over by the subconscious mind and acted upon almost immediately. One more time. The prospect is that any dominating desire, purpose, backed by the state of mind known as faith is taken over by the subconscious mind and acted upon almost immediately. Fifth factor is that the power of a soul is the only things over which any human being has complete and unquestionable control. That is a factor so stunning that it it connoted cannot connoted a close relationship between the human mind and infinitive intelligence. The very fact that the Creator gave a human control of only one thing, but it was intended for that wanting to be sufficient for their needs, and believe you me, believe you me. It is sufficient if you use it properly. There isn't anything you can achieve which you can conceive and believe it. If you can conceive it, an idea or plans or purpose, and believe you can achieve it, you can find way and means of doing it, but you have to have defined about it. You have to be specific. You have to know what it is you want. You know, you have to know why you want it, and you have to make up your mind what you are going to give in return for it, because nature thrones upon idea of something for nothing. The sixth factor, the subconscious mind, appeared to be the only way to individual approach to the infinitive intelligence. The basic of the approach is the faith based upon definiteness of purpose. Any idea, plan, or purpose held in a spirit of faith begin almost immediately to reveal to you ways to mean to carry out that idea. The seventh factor is that every brain is both broadcasting set and a receiving station for the vibration of thought, a fact that explains the importance of the moving in the definiteness of purpose instead of drifting, since the brain may be so thoroughly charged with the nature of person, the purpose, that it will attract the physical, mental equivalent of that purpose. That's an astonishing thing. All the more so because it is a probable factor. That is to say that the first broadcasting and receiving that ever bit was human brain. And whatever you recognize it or not, you're constantly turning into the vibration of the other people, especially people with whom you are in harmony. I meant where your thought and their thought agrees. If you thought happen to the poverty, failure, or illness, you will turn into the thought of the other people who are releasing similar thought. If your thoughts are of success and riches, opulence, you will turn into the thought of other people who think along this line. There there will be the time when idea will flash into your mind that are so negative that they almost scare you. You wonder where they come from. You wonder why your mind would have over to use such a destructive thought. And if you turn one true or known, you've you've left your receiving set open, and then your tongue your tongue into the wrong type of mind. Let me read again. There will be the time when idea will flash into your mind that are so negative that they almost scare you. You wonder where they have come from. You wonder why your mind would hand over to you such a destructive thought. And if the true were known, you've left your receiving set open and you've turned into the wrong type of the mind. Wrong type of mind. This philosophy is designed to keep your receiving set closed to all except the kind of mind you want. Positive mind. Mind that think in terms of the what you want instead of what you don't want. I think one of the strangest things in life is that most people go all the way through life as failure, regardless of their education or their standing or their opportunity. They suffer with people with limitation and strict speaking. They never find happiness. The reason is that they allow to their mind to dwell upon failure, poverty, and health, and the things they don't want. Their mind actually has a peculiar way to attracting to you the things that it feed upon, things that it associate with. It's like a rotten apple in a beer, and you cannot afford it. You can afford close association with the people who are not vibrating on all 12 cylinders. Pick up the winners. Pick up the winners to be to like a person who wants to restaurant and ordered lobster. When Sir brought it out, one of the big crows was gone. The dinner complained about this. Server said, "Oh well, it's gone in the fight and then lost other crows." The dinner said, "Bring me the winner. I want the winner." Now that I like I idea exactly associate with the winner because they will lift you up. And if you associate with a failure, they'll bring you down. The spirit of all you can do. Have power over your subconscious mind. One thing you can do to become a winner is to tap power over your subconscious mind and moving toward your goal. You can use it to connect with the universal thought of power. Subconscious mind appear to be the only the way of individual approach to the universal supply to the infinitive intelligence. And it is capable of being influenced only by the definiteness purpose backed by enduring belief. Definite purpose automatically develops self-reliance and personal initiative and imagination, enthusiasm, self-discipline, and concentration of effort. All of these being prerequisite for attaining of the success. It induced us to budget our time and to create day by day plan, which lead to attainment of our overall and the major purpose in life. It makes us more alert in recognizing opportunity related to the object of our definite major purpose. definiteness of the purpose inspire confidence in our integrity and character. It attracts the favorable attention of the people who may aid you in attainment of our purpose in life. It opens the way for full exercise of that state of mind known as faith by making the mind positive and freeing it from the limitation of the fear and doubt, anxiety. Last but the least, definiteness of purpose make us of a success conscious. This being the first step in the direction of successful achievement in all undertakings. It adds us in developing and maintaining a positive mental attitude. The formula for positive mental attitude. There is simple formula to develop this positive mental attitude, and you will look at it briefly here in four ways. Number one, draw clear picture in your mind precisely what you desire and being live and act as you would if desire had already been realized. Back your desire by many basic motive as possible. Keep your desire active at all times through the both physical and mental actions. In activity, in activity in regarding to desire is worthless. Number two, sell yourself into believing you will attain the objective of your desire. Keep your mind of circumstance and things you do not desire, because the mind attracts what it feeds upon. Here again are all the reasons why you believe you are entitled to realize the object of your desire, including what you intend to give in return, and start giving where you stand. Form the habit of acquiring information essential for the attainment of your desire by asking questions of people whom you know to have the right answers. Number three, keep the objective of your desire to yourself, lest you set of jealousy of opposition which may defeat you. Place as many people as possible the obligation to you by the habit of going extra miles in rendering more service than what is expected of you. Number four, keep your mind free of envy and anger, greed, hatred, and jealousy, and revenge and fear, because these are the seven dark right of a failure. In this instruction, you have meant to develop the positive mental attitude, which will attract to you to things that the people related to your aims and purpose in life. Later, you will hear more how to develop positive mental attitude and the use faith in our own personal success story. Before we go on, we need to find out how to develop this definiteness of purpose. There are some specific steps you will need to take. Embrace your own purpose. Formula for the definiteness of purpose. I said put this design on paper, write a clear statement on your major purpose in life, sign it, commit it in the memory, and repeat it at least twice daily in the form of the prayer affirmation. If you are married, you have your mate sign the statement with you and repeat it together with people retiring each night. Write out a clearly defined outline of the plan you intend to use to achieve the object of your definite major purpose, and state the maximum time you intend to achieve it, and describe it details precisely what you intend to give it return for realization of the object of your purpose, keeping in mind the fact that everything has a price that must be paid. Keep your definite major purpose strictly yourself and your mate. If married, hold your definite major purpose into your conscious mind as often as if practical. Eat with it, sleep with it, take with you every hour of the day. Keep in mind the fact that our subconscious mind can be influenced to work for its attainment while you sleep. Here is a very interesting case which shows what may happen when people neglect to move with definiteness purpose. Some years ago, R.W. Darby from Baltimore, Maryland, had the good fortune to discover a very rich vein of the gold oil vacationing in the West. He returned home and borrowed the money from the friends and relatives to install mining machine and went to work mining rich gold ore. But now all went well for a few weeks. Then suddenly the vein stopped. In sheer depression, Darby sold the money given to the junk dealer for a fraction of what it had cost, and he returned home. The junk dealer proved himself smart by calling in mining engineer who examined the mine and announced that the fault in the earth had cut off the vein of ore. He said, dig ahead and you will pick up the vein again. New owner, the man with definite purpose, dug ahead just 3 feet and there is picked up in the vein again. His definite purpose yielded him several millions of dollars. The mine turns out to be one of the richest in the West. Every day, men and women stop just short of a glorious success because they are drifting through life without aim and purpose. Uh, Let that not be you. Don't stop short of glorious success. At this point, I encourage you to stop reading and writing out your definite purpose, your goal. Be sure to focus on specific list the information of knowledge you seek, work you want to do, or kind of personality you desire. Write down what you want to be paid each year, the place you wanted to visit, the skills you want to possess, and give yourself definite timetable in which to accomplish it what you wrote. When you finish to make this statement, binding it, agreement, sign it, think over it as agreement with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind will work toward this purpose even when you aren't. Once you're targeted, your definite major purpose, you don't have to work toward it alone. In the next principle, you will learn how at least help others achieve a personal greatness.